What is up, guys? It's Matt from Magic the Greatening, and today I got a very similar deck tech to one I did about a week ago. Green-red Pummeler Fling. That's right, I got another Fling deck for you. I really like Fling. It's like one of my favorite cards in the Amonkhet set. As you guys probably would know, I made a green-red Colossus Fling deck about a week ago. That's more based around the combo of Key to the City, Metalwork Colossus, and Fling. You know, you Key to the City, Metalwork Colossus, hitting them for 10, unblockable, and then just fling it for 20. You know, a deck's a bit slower. It's going to be a bit cheaper than this deck. I still think it's fun. This one's definitely more competitive. It's only going to cost you around like 50 bucks, so that's pretty good. Let's get right into it. You guys know I like to start with the creatures, so let's go ahead and do that. We got a lot of 2-drops here. So we're going to play 4 copies of Sage of Shayla's Claim, 3 copies of Servant of the Conduit, and 4 copies of Voltaic Brawler. All these get us energy. Servant of the Conduit and Voltaic Brawler, you can sink energy into if you need to, if you don't have a Pummeler out or you don't even have one in your hands. However, Servant of the Conduit is kind of a bad way to sink energy into, and Voltaic Brawler is probably the best option if you don't have a Pummeler out. However, if you have a Pummeler in your hand, or you have one on the battlefield, whatever you do, don't try to sink energy into anything. Every energy counter counts. You know, sometimes you'll be 1 or 2 energy off of just making the Pummeler like a 24-24 and just flinging him and winning the game. If you're 1 energy off that you have to wait a turn before you get another energy, and then you can totally get screwed. They can take out your Pummeler or something else. So definitely try to not use energy, but if you absolutely have to, do it. Don't just use it leisurely. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's go to the other creatures. We're going to play 4 copies of electrostatic Pummeler, obviously, and 3 copies of Bristling Hydra. Bristling Hydra just gets us 3 energy, just kind of like Sage does. I see a lot of people not playing Sage. What's that dude? It's like a 1 and a red for a guy that gets 2 energy when it comes in. And I'm like, you know what? No. We want energy and counts of 3 for Pummeler, right? So Bristling Hydra is good for that. Sage's Shayla's Claim, I forgot to talk about that. Is also good for that. And then Pummeler obviously is like the main part of this deck, is the creature we want to be having out at basically all times. We're going to be playing 19 spells. Obviously 4 are going to be Fling. I don't really have to talk about that, I hope. But anyway, let's get to the other spells, all of them, which are going to be either getting us energy or pumping our Pummeler itself. We're going to play 4 copies of Attune with Ether, 4 copies of Blossoming Defense, 4 copies of Harness Lightning, and 3 copies of Highspire Infusion. For some reason, I don't see people playing Highspire Infusion in this deck. I don't get it. It pumps your dude, it's instant speed, you get 2 more energy. All of a sudden they think, you know, you can swing with the Pummeler. They're like, okay, I'll just take 6 here, I'll take 8 here, whatever. All of a sudden you Highspire Infusion him, he becomes literally like triple of what he was. You hit him for 18, you get more energy, you pump him some more. Highspire Infusion is like Pummeler's best friend. I don't know why it's not played in most of these decks that I saw online. Harness Lightning is an easy one. Just remove a guy. This is one of the only other things I'd be okay with pumping energy into, other than maybe Voltaic Brawler and Bristling Hydra. Blossoming Defense to protect our Pummeler, just in case we don't have Fling. Pretty good. And it could pump the Pummeler at the same time, along with Highspire Infusion, which is also really nice. And then Attune with Ether just gets us energy and puts a land into our hand. Obviously, the last 4 spells we're playing in the deck is Fling. So, it's like Fling and a Pummeler. I don't think I need to explain it. So, let's go to the lands. We're playing 23. Aether Hub is like a no-brainer for this deck. Get us more energy. I really wouldn't like you guys using energy. I try to not use as much energy as I could in the very beginning. It worked out pretty well for me, but, you know, we'll see. The rest of the stuff is just the, you know, the green-red dual lands in Standard that are pretty good. We're playing 3 of each of those, and then 7 forests and 6 mountains. Onto the sideboard. We're going to play one more copy of Bristling Hydra for more grindier matchups, especially against control. 3 copies of Bioforce against Mardu vehicles. 3 copies of Incendiary Flow, just as another piece of removal if we need it. 3 copies of Long Tusk Cub if you're having problems getting energy, or maybe you don't like Sage of Shayla's Claim. I prefer Sage because she gets us 3 energy when she comes out, and she's just a 2/1, which can block a lot of things, with 2 toughness. We're going to play 3 Magma Sprays, more removal, and 2 copies of Sweltering Suns. Sweltering Suns, we need a mass removal piece in this deck, and we're playing with red, so we need to play Sweltering Suns. It's actually, I was having it in the main board, but I rather would have High Spire Infusion in there. It seemed a little bit better for the type of theme we're going with here, but definitely have it in the sideboard. Sometimes you just sideboard it in, no matter what. And if you don't need it at the time, you just cycle it. Honestly, I think it's better than Anger of the Gods. I know there's a lot of debate around that right now, but I think it's a little bit better because you can cycle it. And a lot of aggro stuff here. This will be pretty good against Mardu vehicles. A lot of these things are against Mardu vehicles. Now that Cat Combo's gone, we won't need to worry about that. Nothing really against blue-black cycling or the green-black -1 counter deck. But, we do what we do. Electrostatic Pummeler is pretty good against that deck, to be honest, because you can just pump it outside of the -1 counters. Except the fact that the moment they put a -1 counter on it, you can pump him for the turn, he just dies next turn. It's pretty bad for us. Kind of what Blossoming Defense is in there for. We need to play the full 4 of that. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. But this is, again, one of my favorite decks. I just love Fling. I don't know why. That's why I've made 2 Fling decks now. I do have a blue-red Fling, but it's for Modern. I also use it with Electrostatic Pummeler, but I use it for blue and red. Anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, hit that like button. It means a lot. And subscribe if you are new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.